Hi, and welcome to the Insight District. If you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up so that way other people can see there's a great video. Also, subscribe to my channel so that way you can see other great content in the future. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix that noise that's behind the dash. So what's causing the noise is the actuator for the recirculation flap that's up here, and the actuator can't find its home position. So I'm going to show you how to pull it apart, give it a clean and put it back together, and you shouldn't hear the noise again. What you want to start doing is disconnecting the electrical lead that goes to the actuator. So I'm just going to do that now. Once you've disconnected the lead, you'll see that there's 3 screws holding the unit in place. So there's 2 at the bottom and 1 at the top. So I'm going to unscrew them and remove the actuator. Once you have the screws out, you should be able to remove the actuator with ease. So it just slides out, just comes straight out. So that's the shaft that connects to the flap. One thing to note, that in this drive there's a segment missing out of the arm. You can see that looking at the end. Just make note of where it lines up with the body so that way you can put it back in the keyway that's on the actual recirculating flap. So to open this unit, you need to open up these clips that are located around the unit itself. The easiest way to do this is with a USB connector. They should slot under nicely and you can work around the unit. So you can see the USB goes all the way on and it holds off the clip. I'm now moving around to the next connector, using another USB slot, a USB key, lifting it up and sliding it in. I'm going to take off the first USB stick and move around to the next section. I'm going to do this for all the connectors that are around until I open it up. Now I'm about to pull the unit apart. You can see it pulls apart into 2 separate units. So what the issue is there's a copper track that runs around here, and when the actuator moves, it moves a segment that runs around here, and if there's any grease or dirt in the track, the actuator won't be able to find its home position. What we're going to do is flush that with contact cleaner to get any grease or dirt that may be in there, and then reassemble the unit. So all I'm going to do now is just flush out that section with contact cleaner. Just to get rid of any grease or dirt particles. Once it's flushed out, I'll give a wipe with a lint-free rag. And now I'll just wait until it dries out to be reassembled. So now what I'm going to do is reassemble the unit. It's pretty straightforward. There's a keyway in the gears when you put them back in that it should locate perfectly. So now I'm just putting the worm drive motor back in. That just sits in there. Nothing else has moved. Now that the motor's back in, I'm going to put the main actuator arm back in. It all lines up perfectly. Now I'm going to put the top casing back on. There's a pin that you need to line up, so just make sure that's lined up before you push it all together. Then just slowly work around the edges, clipping it all back together. Make sure you do this evenly so that way it goes on and none of the clips break. So you just clip them on, working around. And that's the unit back together. Now we'll go fit it back in the vehicle. One suggestion I would make is removing the cabin filter, so that way you've got access to the flap if you need to relocate it when you're putting the actuator back in. So now what I'm going to do is put the actuator back into where the recirculating fan goes, recirculating flap, sorry. So I'll just find the hole, make sure it's the right orientation, and just slowly slide it in. You may have to adjust the fan flap for it to relocate with a keyway on the shaft. So now I've got it into position, I'm going to relocate those 3 screws and put them back in. Now I've got the actuator back in, I'm going to reconnect the cable, which is really straightforward. So you just literally plug it straight back in. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up so other people can see it's a great video.